Well, it is another fine night in Minecraft, and today, well, we're going to be talking about a creepypasta that, well, kinda dwindles outside of Minecraft. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, enable post notifications, ring that little bell by going ding. And, well, we're here with a new video, guys. Be sure to like the video, guys. Every like is greatly appreciated. It contributes to, well, me creating more content delivered right at your face. So, yeah, we have something swimming in the water over here, and my world is not loading up. This is the Dear David world, which I just uploaded a video on Dear David and the ghost that is this child. Very haunting as it is, guys. A lot of people may know of the myth or the creepypasta in regards to the smiling man. Now, guys, this is definitely an interesting, and when I say interesting creepypasta, it is so very much so interesting, and it's actually creepy in its own way as well. And honestly, it's gonna be a weird one. It's gonna be a weird one, guys. I can only imagine. So, strap in, grab whatever you may need, popcorn, soda, and well, sit back for another awesome Minecraft video delivered right at your face. If you're new here, I do creepypasta videos, other videos of relating sort, and it seems like we're only getting better by the day. So, like, honestly, I would join us so you don't get left behind. Trust me, it's a great place to be. And if you're wondering what I am constructing, I'm constructing me a little site of interest so I can actually properly talk about some of these stories and stuff in the, well, near future. Because you guys have really been seeming to love these creepypasta videos and stuff, so I thought, well, let's continue delivering these. It's only right to give the people what they ever so want. So, yeah, we're going to continue building these up right here, and I'm working on building some pillars in here, and then we're going to, of course, have the middle sector here, which is kind of spaced out very adequately, in my opinion. So I don't know. I think it's good. I think it's something that we're steadily working on. And first and foremost, I do want to go ahead and light this up. We will gradually work on this. We're not going to spend too much time on this. We're just going to kind of get something set up here. And let's just kind of put this here and kind of put this like so. Now, let me get all cozy up here, guys. And well, let's dive into this story. All right. Yes, I'm a skeleton in a tuxedo. Don't judge me. It's very if you're new here, phew, you got some stuff coming for you. All right. So let's dive into the creepypasta of the smiling man. Well, let's hope this stuff doesn't follow us outside of this creepypasta and start haunting us. Anyways, about 5 years ago, I lived downtown in a major city in the U.S. I've always been a night person, so I would often find myself bored after my roommate, who was decidedly not a night person, went to sleep. To pass the time, I used to go for long walks and spend the time thinking. I spent 4 years like that, walking alone at night, and never once had a reason to feel afraid. I always used to joke with my roommate that even the drug dealers in the city were polite, but all that changed in just a few minutes of one evening. It was a Wednesday. Somewhere between 1 and 2 in the morning, I was walking near a police patrol park, quite a ways from my apartment. It was a quiet night, even for a weekend, with very little traffic and almost no one afoot. The park, as it was most nights, was completely empty. I turned down a short side street in order to loop back to the apartment when I first noticed him. At the far end of the street on my side, with the silhouette of a man dancing. It was a strange dance similar to the Watts, but he finished each box with an odd forward stride. I guess you could say he was dance walking, headed straight to me. Deciding he was probably drunk, I stepped as close as I could to the road to give him the majority of the sidewalk to pass by me. The closer he got, the more I realized how gracefully he was moving. He was very tall and lanky and wearing an old suit. He danced closer still until I could make out his face. His eyes were open, wide, and wild. Head tilted back slightly, looking off at the sky. His mouth was formed in a painfully wide cartoon of a smile. Between the eyes and the smile, I decided to cross the street before he danced any closer. I took my eyes off of him to cross the empty street. As I reached the other side, I glanced back and then stopped dead in my tracks. He had stopped dancing and he was standing with one foot in the street, perfectly parallel to me. He was facing me, but still looking skyward. Smile still wide on his lips. I don't know how I feel about this. Really don't. Okay. I was completely and utterly unnerved by this. I started walking again, but kept my eyes on the man. He didn't move. Once I had put about half a block between us, I turned away from him for a moment to watch the sidewalk in front of me. The street and sidewalk ahead of me was completely empty. Still unnerved, I looked back to see where he had been standing, to find him gone. For the briefest of moments, I felt relieved until I noticed him. He had crossed the street and was now slightly crouched down. I couldn't tell for sure due to the distance and the shadow, but I was certain he was facing me. I had looked away from him for no more than 10 seconds, so it was clear that he had moved fast. I was so shocked that I stood there for some time staring at him, and then he started moving towards me again. He took giant, exaggerated, tiptoed steps, as if he was a cartoon character sneaking up on someone, except he was moving very, very quickly. I would like to point, I ran away and pulled out my pepper spray, or my cell phone, or anything at all, but I didn't. I just stood there, completely frozen, as the smiling man crept towards me. And then he stopped again, about a car length away from me, still smiling his smile, looking up to the sky. When I finally found my voice, I blurted out the first thing that came to mind. And what I meant to ask was, what do you want, in an angry, commanding tone? But what came out was just a whimper of what? Regardless of whether or not humans can smell fear, they can certainly hear it. And I heard it in my own voice, and that only made me more afraid. But he didn't react at all. He just stood there smiling. And then, after what felt like forever, he turned around very slowly and started dance walking again, just like that. Not wanting to turn my back to him again, I just watched him go until he was far enough away to almost be out of sight. And then I realized something. He wasn't moving away anymore, nor was he dancing. I watched in horror as the distance of shape of him grew larger and larger. He was coming back my way, and this time he was running. I ran too. I ran until I was off the side of the road and back onto a better lit road with traffic. Looking better behind me, he was nowhere to be found. The rest of the way home, I kept glancing over my shoulders expecting to see his stupid smile, but it was never there. I lived in the city for 6 months after that night, and I never went out for another walk. There was something about his face that always haunted me. He didn't look drunk, he didn't look high, he looked completely and utterly insane, and that's a very, very scary thing to me. Well, that is the story of the smiling man. Guys, be careful when taking midnight walks, alright? You never know what is out there lurking. You could be taking midnight walks for a good, 3 to 4 months, and then all it takes is one night for you to encounter something very, very strange that could change your life forever. Now, this is obviously not in relation to Minecraft, but it's more or less a real-life story of an individual that was walking, night walks usually, and what appeared to be a city. So a very common place for someone to not feel too, out of the ordinary in terms of walking at night. I mean, walking at night is never deemed to be the safest thing, of course, but at the same time, it's not something that is absolutely something you shouldn't do, but I mean, I wouldn't recommend people to do it on a constant ongoing basis. But yeah, I think after hearing this story, I think anybody that walks at night, no matter the case, is going to kind of question just a little bit, and probably remember this in the back of their mind, like, what if this is, I encounter something similar, such as the smiling man. Now, it would definitely be a shock, no doubt. Personally, guys, this is a pretty creepypasta for that specified reason, and what I'm intrigued to know is if anybody's actually spotted the smiling man outside of this creepypasta story. That's what kind of creates a interesting thought to me. Perhaps one of the viewers out there watching this video, you've Googled and came across this video for that specific reason. You've actually encountered the smiling man, and now that I'm actually mentioning it, you're quite shocked, but perhaps you have came in contact with this man, and you're curious and you are wondering. Well, if so, post your experience in the comment section below so I can read it. I'd be very intrigued to hear what you guys have to say. Anyways, we are continuing our build here of gradually making this awesome Greek-like statue of an area. I don't know. Should be cool. We're just going to kind of expand it and make it look very nice. And so far, I'm liking the way this looks. Looks kind of good. Looks like it's supported well. We might add some more pillars, but of course now we got to get the inside and stuff done and arranged. But the good thing is, guys, we are actually... the daytime is upon us, so we don't have to worry about that. We get the daytime, and we will be coming to the summary of this video, guys. If you guys enjoyed this style of video, if you enjoyed me pretty much reading a creepypasta out and kind of going over it, and at the end kind of recollecting with it a little bit, giving my thoughts, asking what you guys thought as well, definitely let me know in the comment section below. I could also edit these differently. I could actually kind of step away from the Minecraft gameplay and put pictures that float throughout that could be rather eerie. That would probably make the video a little bit scarier. I don't know. I'm thinking of ways to improve. But either way, guys, I love creepypastas, and I know you guys do too. And I always like to hear about people's experiences and what they think about these stories as well. I think that's what intrigues me the most. But anyways, guys, thanks so much for all the love and support. We're going to continue releasing awesome content on a daily basis, and we're kind of constructing our awesome little area here. I'm really liking this place so far. But anyways, guys, have a nice day. Enjoy your life, and hopefully you don't encounter the smiling man. Have a nice day.